right. Welcome everybody to Breathwork for Anxiety with Abby Hildebrand. Let's see if people join us real quick. We're so excited to have Abby. I apologize for being a little bit behind, but we hope you will be able to utilize this presentation and what Abby's going to talk to us all about. And Abby is a life coach. Let me pull up her bio. I should have already had it up, but I apologize.
I have time for tea.
I love hot tea too. If you're joining us, tell us what you enjoy for a quick self-care boost. Okay. All right, here we go. All right. Like I said, if you're joining us, tell us what you enjoy for a quick self-care boost. Abby has a hot tea. I enjoy hot tea too, specifically chai tea. I love it.
I love chai. Like a spicy chai, you know?
Yes, I like raspberry chai.
Ooh, I haven't tried that. I'm gonna look for
lattes specifically from Starbucks. All right. Abby Hildebrand is a certified breathwork coach, human development specialist, and emotional transformation guide, having been a published author at the ripe old age of 10. Wow, I didn't know that. She has woven the soul of her story into her many careers, and despite being only 5'2", has had the opportunity to flex her growth muscles on all of these journeys, most notably in the newest role of mama. Her mission is to empower others to take control of their emotional and physical health and to help them build a path through wellness one step at a time. Focusing her practice primarily on supporting new parents, she offers individualized coaching and corporate group classes through her company, Wellness Creek Consulting, and you can find her on Instagram. So I don't forget to mention that. She currently resides in North Vancouver, that would be in Canada, with her quintessentially Canadian husband, Brock, brave and beautiful daughter, Elizabeth, and handsome fur baby, Capone. Welcome, Abby, and we're so glad you're here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And yeah, you might even hear all three members of my family in the background because such is the way of the world these days, right? I have a 2-year-old running around and an old grumpy dog. My husband's less grumpy, but he's in the background. So thank you again for having me. I really just wanted to share with this community some tools that really helped me on my postpartum journey. So I'll just give a little bit of backstory. I became a first-time mom at the age of 37. And I was prepared for a lot of things. I am a type A person. I like researching. I was prepared for a lot of things, but what I wasn't prepared for was the postpartum anxiety. So I did what I know how to do, and I asked for help, which I know that in and of itself is a big step for a lot of people. And I really want to commend and give props to the people who are part of this community, because this is such a great resource and a place to ask for help. And when I reached out for help, Canada has a really beautiful healthcare system, but it was still an 8 to 10 week wait to get in to see anybody. And I thought, oh man, you know what it's like to have a new baby and then have to wait 8 to 10 weeks for anything? It's like, feels like 8 to 10 years. So I started digging into tools that I could use myself to help my postpartum anxiety. And the tool that was like really transformative for me was breathwork. And breathwork I had done through my yoga practice, through some other teachers. But the way I thought about breathwork was, a lot of people practice something called holotropic breathwork, where you're almost bringing yourself into a hyperventilative state. It's really can be like really meditative. You're in a dark room, but you definitely can't do it with a baby in your arms. So I set off on this journey to figure out how can I incorporate breath work in my day-to-day. Obviously, we're all breathing every single day. How can I incorporate breath work into my day-to-day self-care practice, self-love practice, into Elizabeth, who's my daughter, into her day-to-day, because she was really feeding off of my energy and my anxious energy, and there were a lot of tears in our household, hers and mine. So breathwork really helped both of us. So what I practice is a pranayamic breathwork. It's based more in the yogic traditions. It's something you can do with your baby in your arms, anytime, anywhere. You can do it eyes open, seated, standing, laying down. And there's a few different practices that I want to share with you today that have, like I said, been really transformational for not only my family, but my clients as well. And I do a lot of contract work in the construction industry. And believe it or not, even construction workers and engineers and project managers are finding this really useful. So it's like a tool for everybody. Yeah. So, oh, here's Elizabeth now. She may join us at one point. So the three main kind of parts of any good self-care practice are what you're doing to support your body, what you're doing to support your mind, and what you're doing to support your spirit. So one second. This is Elizabeth. She might come in and out. She's no nap girl today. So everybody knows how fun that part of the day is. The practice that I use to support my body, yeah, tough on a mama. Everyone says, hi, Elizabeth, geez. The practice I used to support my body was getting out into nature, right? Especially breathing in trees. That's what our body naturally wants to do, is take in oxygen from the trees. And it's really critical that we're taking in good quality air. Oftentimes the air that's in our household is not the best quality air, right? We want to get outside, depending on which part of the world you live in, of course. Elizabeth, can I put you down and can you go play with Dad? Yes. There you go. All right. The second part of my self-care practice that I'm really diligent about is what I'm doing with my mind. So I do work with a mindset coach. She's really phenomenal, and she really helped me come up with my own grounding statements, things when I'm feeling out of control, because like ultimately anxiety for me was feeling out of control. So things like, I am safe, I am supported, I am in control. When we experience anxiety, it's just data. It doesn't have to be anything with that we lay judgment on. It's just data for our body to tell us that we're concerned about something, or that our nervous system is worried that we're entering a dangerous situation. So once I was able to make that distinction, yeah, about anxiety, that really it was just my nervous system trying to tell me something, I recognized that, oh, okay, maybe I have control over this. And how can I take control over it? I can use my breath. So that leads me into the third part of my self-care system, which is your spirit. And for me, breath work really encompasses body, mind, and spirit, but it can be really meditative. It taps into all parts of our nervous system. So many people we know that we have a sympathetic nervous system, which is our fight or flight, and we have our parasympathetic nervous system, which basically has multiple branches. The ventral vagal, which is like our meditative, elevated self, and our dorsal vagal, which is our more contracted, kind of disassociated self. But they're both forms of our restful and restorative nervous system. And we need all parts of this nervous system to get things done, right? We need that sympathetic when we have to jump into action. And we need that parasympathetic to let our body restore itself and really come back into those primary functions. Because when we're in fight or flight, basically our body goes, okay, send all the energy to your extremities, to your arms and your legs, and shut down the core systems. So your digestion stops working, your reproductive system stops working, your ability to think critically stops working, because you're just putting one foot in front of the other, so to speak. So that can be really helpful in certain situations, like your toddler darts into the road, and it can be really hindering when there's not actually a danger or a threat around us, but our nervous system shuts down our core. So how do we tap into that nervous system, tap into that autonomic self, the automated self? We control our conscious breathing. The two main parts of your breath, your inhale or your in-breath and your exhale, they both connect to different parts of your nervous system. So your inhale is linked to that active self, that sympathetic nervous system. So when you wake up in the morning and maybe the baby didn't let you sleep very much in the night, and you got a little bit of brain fog and you know you need to just like jump into your day, you can jump into a breath practice that maybe has a bit of a stronger inhale, that has a little bit more focus on how deeply and how long you're holding that inhale. Your exhale, on the flip side, is going to bring you to that parasympathetic self, that restorative state. So when we're holding our exhales, bringing our exhales deep, that really can bring us back into our grounding self. So as someone who was really like honestly crippled by anxiety to the point where I couldn't leave the house to take my daughter to her well baby checkups because it was so stressful, being able to tap into that exhale and tell my nervous system, okay, thank you for telling me you think I'm in danger, that my baby's in danger, I'm safe, I've got this. That was a really powerful tool. So the practices, there's two practices I want to teach you guys today. The first is more inhale focused, and the second is exhale focused. And we'll go into that now. So the inhale, like I said, your inhale, when you're bringing in good quality air, you're bringing it into your lungs, it's going out into your alveoli, essentially the little air sacs at the end. And the alveoli are basically, it's like a gateway to allow the oxygenation of the blood so it can move through your system and really deliver all that goodness to your system. So again, that's why you really want a solid inhale. And when we're inhaling and we notice that our inhale is coming into our chest, you can tell that you're in more of a sympathetic state. And we can help our inhale and bring it sort of, this like a little bit of an awkward angle, but bring it more into our rib cage, into our diaphragm, work that diaphragm muscle, and we can still be in an activated state, but in a more grounded place so that our body knows, okay, we're excited to act, but we're not scared. There's not a danger. It's just something exciting that's moving us forward. When we take that more controlled placement of our inhale into our diaphragm. And this is something, the breath that we're going to do is the physiological sigh. Some people call it the three-part breath. It's similar to a triactive breath in yoga. So we're going to inhale into our belly, into the bottom of that diaphragm space, then into our chest, and then exhale. So it's like a 1, 2, release. And we see kids do this often, actually. They do it naturally when they get really worked up and then they go. For us, we're like, oh, we have to calm them down. But actually, that's their nervous system calming themselves down and saying, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, right? So we're going to do something similar. And I'll do the pattern. I think I'll just do it 3 times because I can't see you, but you can see me. And I would normally in a coaching session be able to see you and tell if I can see that your breath is going in the right space. I might do this breath a little bit faster than you would at home. I'll do the first 2 rounds of it kind of on a slower pace, just so you really see that pattern. And the third round, I'm going to do at what I would want to work towards as a way to really for you to get those emotional and physiological benefits of this type of breath. So we're going to do the breath 3 times. At the end of the third breath, I'm going to just hold my breath at the top. And it's not a tense hold. It's not, it shouldn't feel like pressure or even anxiety inducing at all. It's a gentle hold just to bring that energy up. And I will preface this also with, if you're pregnant or you're someone who has low blood pressure, or you get dizzy really easily, just be really gentle with yourself through this breath. Make sure you're, sitting with that supporting your back. Just in case you do feel a little lightheaded or anything, you will be okay. And again, like, the great part about the breath is that you have control. So don't ever feel like you have to push yourself through a breath. Yeah, so here we go. This is the physiological sigh, or the 3-part breath. So I'm going to inhale and exhale through my mouth, 3 parts. The first down into the belly, second inhale is into the chest, and the third part is the exhale, letting it just fall out. So it sounds like this. Just a gentle hold at the top. You can hold it for as long as you need to, or release when it feels ready. And the sound that you produce might not be as exaggerated as the sound I do now. I'm not, I want to make sure that you can hear what I'm doing as well as see what I'm doing. So again, that breath into the belly, into the chest, and release. And you can even put your right hand down on your belly, your left hand up on your chest, kind of across your heart space. And when you release, really let that fall out. So we'll do it again for anyone who's doing this at home with us right now. Starting with our inhale in the belly. And holding at the top. Great. So just to recap, that's our physiological sigh. And that's a breath you can do holding your baby. You can do it standing up. If you need a little bit more activation, a little bit more energy, if maybe your child is getting really upset and they need a connection back to their nervous system, a connection back to feeling safe, you can do it with them. Even at 2 years old, this is something that, because Elizabeth and I have been doing this her whole life, literally, she now, when she gets herself worked up, she can take control and do this. So I really, really love that practice. So if there's any questions about that, obviously you can direct them to Christina. Yeah, it is pretty cool. She does that. I was watching her the other day. We drove by PARK that she wanted to play at, and we had to keep going. We had to get to our appointment, and she got really upset, and I felt so bad. And I said, "Elle, just do your breaths." And then I watched her go. And it was very, very cute, really heartwarming. Yeah, spell out the word, because she knows. They always know, right? So the second practice I want to share with you is the extended exhale. And this is a really great practice, especially for those of you who are in a later time zone right now and maybe getting ready for bed. This is a really great bedtime practice, and something that I have found is just incredible for helping with sleep, for helping when your brain is overthinking your to-do list and you need to just chill out a little bit. So the extended exhale. And what we're going to do is we're going to just start to pay attention to our inhales and our exhales, the rhythm of our breath. And we're going to move into a pattern where our exhale is twice as long as our inhale. And again, this was something that if we were working together and I was coaching you, this is something, a practice we would build up to. I recommend when people are starting that they just start doing something like a 2-count inhale and a 4-count exhale. But we'll work through that. The more you do it, just like it's a muscle like anything else, your diaphragm, right? So the more you do it, the stronger it gets, the more intuitive the process becomes, and the quicker you can kind of move through these sorts of practices, the more natural they feel in your body. So we're going to start, just if you're with us, if you're watching, just get yourself in a comfortable position, seated or laying down. Just feeling your body grounded, feeling where it connects to the earth. And maybe your eyes are closed, or maybe they're partially open and you just have a soft focus. And I want you to just notice your breath. Just notice when it's coming in. Is it settling into your chest? Is it settling into your belly? When you breathe in, is it jagged? Is it smooth? How does it feel? Without altering anything, just noticing. And as you get comfortable with the rhythm of your breath, just do a little count of your inhale. Is it 2 counts? Is it 3? Again, without altering it, just noticing. Noticing how that breath brings oxygen into your body. And your exhale is releasing that carbon dioxide, is cleansing you of the toxins that you've absorbed in the day, in the hour, in the minute. Just feeling the connection between the in-breath and the out-breath. And when you're comfortable with your inhale, shift your energy to your exhale. Just noticing again if it is smooth, if it feels thin, if it feels full. How long is it? It feels tense anywhere when you release. Just bringing a little extra energy to that spot. And once you have a good sense of the count of your inhale and your exhale, I want you to just extend your exhale by 1 more count. So if it was 2, just extend it to 3. And it shouldn't feel tense or tight. Let it be easy. And if your mind starts to wander, it's okay. Just bring it back. Bring it back to that inhale and that exhale, that flow and that connection. Knowing that this breath is here to support you emotionally and physically. That your breath is that component that you have control over. that you're grounded, that you're supported. And when you feel comfortable with this extended exhalation, just try extending it one more count if it feels comfortable, if it feels good. So if you're at 3, just move the count to 4, keeping your inhale the same, and just extending that exhale. And introducing to our experience now a loving kindness practice that we can incorporate with our breath. As mothers, we are quick to extend loving kindness to the people we are caring for, that we care about, who we care about. And we don't always extend that same loving kindness to ourselves. So circling in both the caretaker, the caregiver, and our wards, our children, our partners, our families, our communities. On your inhale, releasing the count and thinking of someone whom you care for. And you may have that person in your mind. On your inhale, I want you to think, may you be safe. And on your exhale, extending that same kindness to yourself, may I be safe. Again, breathing in, may you be safe. And exhaling, may I be safe. And on your next inhale, offering, may you be loved. May I be loved. May you be loved. May I be loved. And on this next inhale, offering, may you be healthy. May I be healthy. May you be healthy. May I be healthy. And finally, offering on your next inhale, may your life be filled with ease. May my life be filled with ease. May your life be filled with ease. May my life be filled with ease. Coming back into your body, feeling where it's connected to the earth, feeling where you're supported, gently fluttering your eyes open when you're ready, and coming back into the room. And when I finish a practice like that, I like to ground myself in the present moment by picking out an object in the room and just examining the details of it, taking it in, knowing that that object is part of the room you are presently in. You are here. And when you feel grounded, just coming back into your space and into yourself. So that's our extended exhalation practice. Like I said, the exhale is a really great tool for connecting to that parasympathetic nervous system, that rest, restore, and digest, which we all know as parents is critical, that we get that rest and we're able to restore our nervous system. If we're constantly running on empty and our resources are depleted, we just simply can't care for the people whom we love, and we love them, so we want to care for them, right? So taking moments to just reconnect with your breath, with the power of your breath. There are a ton of resources out in the world about different breath practices you could try. Feel free to reach out to me on Instagram. I'm at Wellness Creek, CREEK, and I would be happy to answer questions, offer any kind of complimentary coaching for people who are feeling like they're in a stuck time. I know what it's like to work from home with a toddler, to have anxiety steal precious moments of yours and your family's lives. So I feel really deeply connected to this cause, and really grateful to Christina for bringing me on to just share this experience with you, and how wonderful that there's communities like this. So important and such a huge part of our village. So thank you, Cherished Mom. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, community, for being here and being witness to this and for showing up for yourselves. That's huge. It's a big part.
Awesome. Oh gosh, that was so lovely, Abby, and we're so
Okay.
glad that you're here with us. So far, I do not see any questions in the comments. So I would welcome, of course, like Abby just said, go find her on Instagram and reach out to her, follow her. She's always sharing great stuff on there. And if you have any questions, you can certainly put them in the chat if you don't want to ask her, and we can ask her and get back to you however you feel most comfortable doing that. So thank you so much, Abby.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope you get a good night's sleep tonight.
Yes, everybody, absolutely. All right, I'm going to hop off the live. We'll see y'all later.